The Sydney cricket ground and the Indian cricket team, it is a match made in hell. Yes, it is a match not made in heaven, it is a match made in hell. Why? Because the Sydney cricket ground has been controversy's favourite child when it comes to the Indian cricket team. Before the match against the Netherlands, there have been rumblings and the Indian cricket team has been very, very unhappy with the kind of food that has been served. As the ground report in Sydney suggested, the Indian cricket team is really, really not happy with what has happened. But it continues the long list of controversies that has plagued the Indian cricket team whenever they have come to Sydney. Sydney cricket ground and the first major scandal that you can think about, Monkeygate 2008, that changed Indian cricket forever. 4 years later, Virat Kohli was at the centre of controversy at the Sydney cricket ground. 2 instances in 2021 where Tim Payne, his mission to reform Australia and the way how they play the cricket failed miserably, and also the dreaded R word when it comes to the Sydney cricket ground, and now unhappy food in the T20 World Cup of 2022. Before I can get to what has happened in the unhappy food saga that took place at the Sydney cricket ground, I will go back and look at the other controversies that have plagued Indian cricket team at the Sydney cricket ground. This photo perhaps sums up how the dynamic between India and Australia changed. Andrew Symonds, the late Andrew Symonds and Harbhajan Singh, they were involved in a very, very ugly altercation. That match itself, the second test between India and Australia in Sydney in 2008, saw plenty of umpiring controversies, all which impacted India. Most of them impacted India, by the way. But the matchstick that lit the fire was this Monkeygate. There were accusations that Harbhajan Singh called Andrew Symonds a monkey. The matter went outside the stadium and there was a special hearing on the case. But nothing came of it. The ICC banned Harbhajan for 3 matches and that prompted a massive furor in India. However, that ban was later taken back. But India and Australia relations were never the same again. And even today, India holds the edge and Australia probably do not go at their aggressive best against India, primarily because what happened in Sydney 2008, 14 years ago. According to Virat Kohli, when fans say the worst things about your mother and sister, he can become very, very provoked. That's what happened to Virat Kohli in the 2012 test in Sydney. He flipped the bird to a lot of fans at one section of the Sydney cricket ground. We obviously couldn't show that photo because of broadcast reasons, but he was very, very frustrated. He also copped a fine from the ICC match referee. 50% of his match fee was fined. Virat Kohli was really, really subject to plenty of abuse by the fans. The fans got under Virat Kohli's skin. He reacted. And once again, 4 years in the aftermath of Monkeygate, this scandal did not go down well at all in Sydney. But perhaps what followed 9 years later probably it cemented the reputation that Sydney cricket ground was controversy's favourite child when it came to India. 2 incidents. One involving Mohammad Siraj. When he was fielding near the boundary, he suddenly came up to the umpire and he said there is a section of fans who are continuously racially abusing him. The matter was taken very, very seriously by all the officials involved. The fans were ejected. Because racism is a very, very sensitive issue, folks, and it has no place in sport. So whatever the authorities did at that time by ejecting those fans, so-called fans, it was the right thing to do. But in that same match, Tim Payne, who was already under pressure, having lost the Melbourne test, had a very, very torrid time. He dropped 3 catches, he abused R. Ashwin, and he also flung the ball. Remember, this series and this whole culture of Australian cricket was undergoing a rapid change in the aftermath of Sandpapergate. Because of the sandpaper scandal, Australia had to really look within themselves and change the way they approach their game. For a couple of years, 2019 Ashes and other series, it kind of worked. But in Sydney, everything went downhill. Tim Payne admitted that it was a failure in leadership and he took full responsibility for it. But Sydney, India held on for one of the best draws in cricket at that time. But the Australian cricket team's behavior at that time just did not merit any kind of appreciation. Now, bad food. Apparently, because the Indian cricket team were not given good food, they have raised a big issue on this. There are also reports apparently that the Indian cricket team did not want to practice because the practice facility that was allocated to them was in Blacktown, which was a good 45 minutes away from where they were staying. There are reports about it, but nothing is concrete in that. So why is India unhappy about, and what is the scandal all about? Food offered was not good. Only sandwiches were given and it was also cold. Indian team refused practice sessions reportedly as venue was far. But what is the ICC protocol on all this? Food menu is same for all the teams who practice. That is according to the ICC protocol. Handbook was given much before. The handbook was given as to what is the food items that will be there. Snacks, menu communicated a long time back. And if the Indian cricket team wanted to raise the standards, they should have raised it with the catering committee that was there. But apparently, somewhere down the line, reportedly, all things have gotten muddled. So that's why the food scandal is an unhappy addition to India at the Sydney cricket ground. Honestly, it has not been a good association for India and Sydney. There have been memorable moments, Sachin Tendulkar's brilliance, Ravi Shastri's double century. The Sydney cricket ground has been home to some very memorable moments for Indian cricket team as well. But it is a long list of scandals that dominate India and Sydney. Ahead of the match against Netherlands, we hope that there is not much on-field controversy. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Bye-bye.